Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel today. So we'll be padding this princess darts bustier blouse you see right here on your screen today. So of course I've gone ahead to draft out my basic princess bustier, and I've also cut out on my fabric, and I have my center front and also my side front. Now I'm going to firstly pad the center front of my princess bustier. So on the underbust, I went ahead to trace out this line on the underbust to my fabric. So now I'll go ahead and notch my underbust, which I traced out from my pattern paper to my fabric. So this is the center front of my princess darts bustier. So having notched that now, which is my underbust, I'll get this my wording, because that is what I'll be using in padding this my bustier today's tutorial. So I have my wording folded into two. So this is like the remnant of my wording. It's not so big, so I'll be managing it in today's tutorial. Just bear with me. So when I fold this, I'll get my center front, and know that my center front is folded into two. I mean the fabric I have right here with me. So I'll ensure that the notch I have on my fabric aligns at the base with my wording, because that is where my wording will be stopping. Okay, so go ahead and pin that together so that it can stay in place. So when you are done pinning this, you're going to come to your neck depth. All right, so my neck depth for this particular blouse is 6 inches. So from your neck depth, you're supposed to mark about 1 inch to 1.5 inches below. So let's assume my wording was long. All I'll have to do is to mark 1.5 inches or 1 inch from below my neck depth, and I'll make a line or a mark right there. All right, so this is what I'm going to have. Okay, so mine is 2 inches, which is not so bad, but the best inch to use is 1.5 or 1 inch. So when you now mark it, you're now going to cut out your wording piece following the shape of everything you have right here. Okay, after pinning, so I'll cut out the sides right now of my princess dart. So if I had my wording piece longer than this at that top part, I would have also trimmed it off. Okay, so just cut it out straight. All right, so that is basically it, and I'll go ahead now to open this up this way. So our wording piece always has this shiny part. Okay, so that is the part you're going to iron to your main fabric. So I also measured it out again. So the distance from there to where my wording is 1.5, sorry, it's 2 inches, which is not so bad. Please, that is also the distance you should have from your neck depth to where your wording is starting. Okay, so because of this fabric I'm working with, I need to gum my lining to my fabric on the wrong side before I go ahead to iron the shiny part of my wording, which is the part that sticks to your fabric. Okay, I'm going to work on the side front now. For this side front, I'm going to remove my pattern paper, and don't also forget to notch the under bust. So I'll just have to fold my wording into two, but it wasn't really coming out the way I wanted, so I'll have to open it up this way and cut out the parts in separately. So I'm going to get my marker and now trace out this from my under bust around this curved part. Okay, so I now trace this. I now noted that point, which is my under bust. Now on this my bust point line, I'm going to mark my nipple to nipple point divided by 2 plus 1 inch. So my nipple to nipple point divided by 2 is 4 inches, and I added extra 1 inch to that. I raised my fabric and marked that 5 inches on my wording piece. From that same bust point, I marked that same 5 inches upward on this curved part. So I'm going to connect this curved part and stop exactly on this under bust. So now I've traced this, I'll remove my fabric and now connect this upper point I have here to this 5 inches, then all the way to this point on my under bust. I hope it's very clear. So I'll go ahead now and cut this out. So note that this side padding is meant to be 2, because we have our 2 side fronts. Okay, so this is one piece, and I'll go ahead and cut out the second one. Damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. So now I have 2 pieces, and now on the parts that will be placed on that curved part of my fabric, I'm going to go ahead and notch it on my wadding. All right.
So catch me if I fall.
So when I now notch it, it's safe for me to place this my wadding piece around this area where I'll be ironing my wadding to. So you're ironing your wadding on the wrong side of your fabric, so you can see that they align properly. So on the underbust part that seems to be a little bit pointy, I'll just cut it out a little slightly, and this is what I have. I'll go ahead and gum my lining to this fabric and now iron all my wadding piece just as I've shown you right here. So to be on the safer side, while ironing your wadding, ensure that it starts from exactly that notch you have on your underbust, just as I have right here, after ironing my wadding piece to my fabric on the wrong side, and here is the right side. So I'm going to start joining now. So I will join the side fronts and the center fronts of my dress together. So on this curved part, we're going to align them together at the base, right sides facing each other. Then I'm going to pin this all around this way. So at this point, your pinning is very necessary. Okay, so iron this, pin this, to get to this other end of your princess dart. Then you're going to start marking your allowance, which you are definitely going to leave while you are drafting. So if you don't know how to draft a princess dart bustier, you can as well say that in the comment section. I'll be glad to drop a video on how to go about that. So you're just going to pin this from the base all the way around till you get to the ends of the armhole. So when I got there, I stopped. So when I was cutting out on my fabric, I actually left a joining allowance of 3/4 of an inch. That is what I'm going to mark all around. So I'll mark this till I get to the base of this my blouse. So you might be wondering why I'm using a marker and a pencil at the same time. I'm using marker on the breast part area because it won't show on my fabric, then pencil on the normal part. So after joining, after marking all your allowance, then you join, and you also have your lining piece, and repeat the same thing on your lining piece. Okay, please don't forget that. All right, so the way you join on your fabric, you also do the same on your lining piece. Now I'm going to iron this my seam open by placing my tailor's arm underneath the right side of my fabric. So I'll open up my seam. I don't have a steam iron. I'll pour water or spray water on this and I'll iron this open. So all my seams will be ironed flat. Okay, so after ironing, this is what I have on the wrong side. So you can see how open my seams are ironed. So most people actually prefer stitching open their seam, but me, I'll prefer ironing. So I repeated the same thing for this my lining piece. As you can see, I ironed my seam open as well. You can see. So right sides facing each other, my lining and my main fabric, you have to join them on the neckline. So I've stitched them on the neckline, and this is what it looks like. So this is a scallop neckline actually. I'll notch them all around and now flip it to the right side. So I'll give this a very good press, and this is all I have. Go ahead and join it to whatsoever you're trying to make your dress into, and this is how perfect it's going to look when you are done with all of that. So you can see how beautiful this looks and how puffed the cup area is looking. So when I was done, I actually made this into a gown. So I attached it to the lower part of my gown, or the skirt part of my gown, and at the end of the day, this is what I have. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and I hope you also subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time on the same channel. Do have a lovely time ahead of you. Bye.
I'm falling fast, sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap.